I think it's important to take a step back and figure out why they needed to build the Gigafactory. Because Tesla is actually pioneering a very different electric vehicle technology than has ever been done before, and is bringing to market and commercializing it in an entirely new way. The way this started was in the late 90s and early 2000s, there was a massive wave of consumer electronics, laptops, PCs, smartphones, cell phones. This gave rise into a massive investment and sort of the expertise ramping and building lithium-ion batteries for these small electronics. As that technology got better and better, J.B. Straubel and Elon Musk, J.B. Straubel, the former CTO of Tesla, and they had this idea that, wait, these lithium-ion cells are now efficient enough to where if we strung a bunch of them together, put them in a battery pack, we could actually power a car. And so this was the revolutionary idea that everyone thought Tesla was crazy for going after, essentially commercializing lithium-ion cells for electric vehicle production. This is on a bigger scale than had ever been seen done before. Because think about it. Sure, there's a billion, laptops and smartphones going around, but how much batteries do you need relative to actually building a full Model 3 with that huge battery pack? That's where Tesla ran into some troubles and decided to build the Gigafactory. After the success of the Model S in 2012, 2013, and 2014, Tesla realized that for their Model 3, their mass market car, which they were intending to sell hundreds of thousands of units per year, which sounded crazy back in the day, they were going to need to have basically more batteries than the entire world was producing today. So they're like, okay, how are we going to do this? The world's literally not building enough batteries of the type we want to build our Model 3. We're going to have to build the batteries for themselves. So they called up Panasonic, who had previously been supplying the 18650 cells for the Model S and X, which I think they're building in Japan, and they said, hey, we're going to build this massive new battery factory for all our cheaper cars in Nevada. We need your help to build the cells. That takes us to today and what is actually happening at the Gigafactory. So the Gigafactory is not actually a joint venture or anything between Tesla and Panasonic. It is Tesla's factory that they own outright, and they lease a portion of the space to Panasonic for cell production. Currently, about 2/3 of the square footage of the Gigafactory operation are run by Panasonic. And actually, part of the tour I got on was with Panasonic, so that was really, really cool. So shout out to Panasonic too. What Panasonic is doing there is building those commoditized lithium-ion cells. The 2170 cell, you've probably seen a picture of them. I'll put it up on the screen right now. It literally looks like basically a bigger AA battery. And it's almost exactly what it is. It's a lithium-ion battery. And Panasonic basically brought in all this equipment, invested about $1.5 billion into the Gigafactory to bring on all this equipment on the part of the factory they were leasing from Tesla, and building the production facility to build these lithium-ion cells. So now you have Panasonic, one of the leading battery companies in the world, pumping out millions and millions of these little cells, and that's the factory that they own. You can think of that as Panasonic's part of the project. Raw materials in, little battery cells out. Now, to be frank, that part of the process is fairly commoditized. Yes, Panasonic is doing it and coming in, but that 2170 cell is a product that I think a lot of other battery makers could make, and that's why you're seeing Tesla, for instance, in China. The rumors are they're going to go with LG for their cell supplier there of the same 2170 battery cells. So then, you get these huge pallets of, literally millions of these little batteries are going from Panasonic's part of the factory to Tesla's. And I'm going to play this footage if I can find it right now. These autonomous robots that I saw when I was walking in between. I was like, oh my God, is that thing driving itself? And they're like, yep, that's what's moving the batteries in between the Gigafactory, in between the two parts of the Gigafactory. So literally, you have these autonomous drones all day that are sort of like buses just filled with batteries, moving them to Tesla's side of the production facility. So now you have Tesla coming in saying, okay, we have all these little batteries, and 4,000 of those are what goes into a battery pack for a Model 3. So you need to figure out how to arrange 4,000 of these and connect them all and do it in a safe way and an efficient way, and control them all with a single battery management system, hook them up to the powertrain, and then get this skateboard and send it off to Fremont, California to put in cars. So this is what has never been done before. This is why Tesla had to build the Gigafactory. This is why the technology they're building is so important, because now we have a new paradigm of battery technology which requires assembling these cells, and that is a very difficult skill set, manufacturing skill set, that had never been done before because nobody had built that level of electric vehicles. So when you talk about Tesla's struggles with their production ramp, if you actually look into that, Tesla's ramp production of the Model 3 from 0 units to almost 200,000, 300,000 unit year run rate in about 2 years. That's an unbelievably fast manufacturing ramp, and it's a manufacturing ramp that will not be able to be replicated by any other competing EV maker for a long time to come unless they invest in this battery manufacturing capacity. That's all the struggles that all of these other electric vehicle companies are going to get to, is where do we get these battery packs, who's building them, who knows how to build them.